And we are racing at North Wilkesboro for race number 11 of the 2023 season. Byron gets the jump on the outside. He's going to go ahead and get the lead coming into the back straightaway. Wallace is going to go ahead and lose a couple spots right here on the inside. Byron to the lead early on out here at North Wilkesboro. Larson just starting to work that outside line just a little bit, and it's definitely paying off. He's made up a bunch of time these last couple laps. He's going to go ahead and make the move on the high side and take away that second position from Kurt Busch. Hendrick Motorsports still looking for their first victory of the season. Here comes Larson on that high side. Byron taking the low line through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Larson trailing him just a little bit. Bumper to bumper right now as Larson's going to go ahead and take that outside. He's going to get alongside him here at the start-finish line. Give that one to Larson. Larson's going to try to complete the class here in 1 and 2, and he'll do it. New leader here on lap 40. Kyle Larson to the front of the field. Ooh, Larson ducking down pit road here on lap number 162. Green flag pit stops have begun. Larson more than likely not going to lose a lap here because the 11 car is the only other car on the lead lap. He's passed every car at least twice. Denny Hamlin is the only car that he hasn't passed twice, and he only had to pass Hamlin once. But now a 13-plus second lead. White flag for Kyle Larson here at North Wilkesboro, presented by Rate. Unbelievable race for Kyle Larson. He's going to come into this race third in the point standings. He will undoubtedly nab the victory and dominate with just 2 cars on the lead lap. Kyle Larson wins North Wilkesboro in the ARN Thunder Series. Denny Hamlin coming home second, the only other car on the lead lap. And oh, by the way, he was over 13 seconds behind Larson, our leader. Unbelievable race for Larson and Hendrick Motorsports. Simply dominating out here in the Rebel 200 at North Wilkesboro.
Somewhere far away awaits your destiny, but you've been led astray, so pave a brand new way. Yeah, guess who's back? Everybody get down. Guess who's back? Yeah, stand up, stand up. Takes my breath away, it pulls me right back. I can't sit back any longer and wait. Guess who is back? Don't stare in the eyes of death. Guess who is back? With fire in every breath. Guess who is back? This light hiding in my chest. Guess who is back? We'll share this life for us. Guess who is back?
It's race number 12 of the ARN Thunder Series, live on Kick. I'm Alan Bailey up in the virtual booth for the Sonoma 200, 50 laps around the Sonoma Raceway in Northern California. And yes, it is the number 91 of SVG who is starting up on the pole, but that number 17 going to be starting on his outside. It's a 12-turn racetrack with 160 feet of elevation change. And boy, oh boy, do we see some good races out here. Well, let's take a look at the point standings coming in to this race. As you can see, Bubba Wallace with a commanding lead over Kyle Larson, who got the victory last week out at North Wilkesboro. Kyle Busch with 2 victories is solidly in the postseason. So is William Byron with no victories. Same with Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin also in, so is Suarez and Rennick. And right now, Jimmy Johnson, 4 points to the good right now in the postseason. So is Ross Chastain, who's just barely hanging on. The suspended Noah Gragson just kind of hanging out 11th in the point standings right now, but we do expect him to fall down in the point standings. Kevin Harvick right now, Josh Berry, Chris Bell, Austin Dillon, Ryan Blaney, all on the outside looking in. Again, winning does not lock you into the postseason, but instead gets you higher up in the point standings with 15 points going to the race winner and a single point going to the 10th place finisher. This is simply anybody's championship with 4 races to go, including this one. The pace car is off. NASCAR is in wine country as the ARM Thunder Series is going to go ahead and drop the green flag for race number 12 of the 2023 season with SVG leading them to the field, but the 17's going to get the jump and going to lead them up the hill into turn number 1. Chris Buescher wasting no time. The 91 getting a little loose right there with that 45. Going to take advantage as they head up the hill. And that opens the door for Martin Truex Jr. The Toyotas are going to try to power through SVG. Going up the hill still here through 3 and 4. You can see Truex with a nice little run as they come down the hill into the braking zone. Truex going to go ahead and throw it down there, get a little curb hop action going on. Still trying to complete this pass as the 17 has pulled out with the 45 following suit. The 19 is going to go ahead and clear that 91 right now, slide right on down here as they head through the S's for the first time. Chris Buescher looking to go to victory lane as Buescher in that number 17 for RFK will go ahead and lead lap number 1 here at Sonoma. Now here's where the drivers get into a groove, but Buescher knows he has that 45 breathing down his neck as Martin Truex Jr., the winner here just a few months ago in the NASCAR Cup Series, is right there in third, but Buescher holding strong so far out front, but that 45 starting to chase him down just a little bit as they go ahead and head through the S section. Buescher starting to feel the pressure a little bit as he slips right there through the S's. You could tell Chris Buescher maybe driving the car a little harder than he needs to right now, as he's got the 2 Toyotas of Tyler Reddick and the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. starting to breathe down his neck. But he did get a good run right there, and he continues to lead here in Sonoma. As we take you on board the number 17, our leader looking back at that 45 car, starting to close in just a little bit, we're going to tell you about Wraith. You can log on to drinkwraith.com and use promo code ALLEN10 at checkout for 10% off of your entire online order. Whether that's the starter bundles, the tubs, or the merch, it's 200 milligrams of caffeine, amino acids, antioxidants, with 0 sugar and less than 6 calories per serving. Log on to drinkwraith.com and use promo code ALLEN10 at checkout. Join the cult, drink Wraith. Halfway right here at the line, Chris Buescher continues to lead at Sonoma. He's gone wire to wire so far, led every lap at the moment out here at Sonoma. As you can see, the number 45 Tyler Reddick within half a second of our leader in second. Martin Truex Jr. third at the moment, with SVG fourth after falling back from starting on pole. Kurt Busch fifth on the racetrack for 23-11, with Michael McDowell sixth. Kyle Larson holding on to seventh, last week's winner, with Alex Bowman, his Hendrick Motorsports teammate, in eighth. Kyle Busch ninth, and Bubba Wallace holding on to that final points-paying position. In the 11th position, we find William Byron with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 12th. Josh Berry for Rick Ware 13th on track, with Chase Elliott 14th, Jimmy Johnson 15th, Ty Gibbs 16th, with Joey Logano 17th, Eric Almirola 18th, Kevin Harvick, his final time out here at Sonoma, 19th, and Ross Chastain rounding out your top 20. Been kind of an uneventful race so far, as we've seen the 17 go wire to wire so far, leading every lap out here. The 45 gets pretty close under the braking zones, the 45 driving it in deeper than the 17, but that 17 right there gets that run off, which propels him down these straightaways and up the hill right here, which is pulling that away from that number 45 car. It's your Wraith halftime report. Pit stops occurring here on lap 34. The 17 going to be leading Tyler Reddick down pit road. Alex Bowman inherits the lead with Bubba Wallace up to second, but you can see the 17 going to go ahead and beat that 45 off pit road, with Martin Truex Jr. in tow in second. And tight racing right there as 17 gets up in front of the 21. That's a close race right there. That 3 car is going to go ahead and kick that 45 back a little bit. This is going to create more of a gap for the 17 once green flag pit stops cycle out through here at Sonoma. Chris Buescher right now right in front of Austin Dillon and the 21, as you will see those 2 cars pull down pit road. That will inevitably give the 17 a little bit more of a gap as the rest of the green flag pit stops are going to be cycling through right here. The gap between our 2 leaders about half a second right now, with the 3rd place car about 3 seconds back. Never mind, this is a 2-car breakaway with less than 10 to go in Sonoma. The 17 of Chris Buescher leading the most laps out here, all but 2 laps so far. Tyler Rennick all over the back bumper of that 17 for the better part of this race, getting within just inches of his back bumper, but settling on into about a half a second right there. As you can see, the 45 gets a good run into the braking zones, but the 17 gets the run off. Here comes Chris Buescher. White flag presented by Wraith. Chris Buescher, so dominant out here today, leading all but 2 laps under green flag pit stops. Tyler Rennick running second most of the race. But the story of the day is going to be Chris Buescher for RFK and owner Brad Keselowski coming out here to Sonoma well outside the postseason, over 20 points outside of the cutoff point, outside the top 25 in points. He's going to propel himself up and into the top 15 in points if he can hold on for this victory. You can see the 45 under heavy braking right there at the top of the hill at 7. Not going to get there. The 45's been driving it in so deep, but the 17 gets the run off and is able to get away. Chris Buescher through the final set of S's out here at Sonoma in Northern California. Now one last shot through turn 10 and down into the heavy braking zone of turn 11. Can he hold off Tyler Rennick one more time? Chris Buescher is going to come into Sonoma, dominate, and get the victory at the road course. Chris Buescher wins Sonoma in the ARN Thunder Series. That will propel him up into the top 15 in points and get him ever closer to making the postseason, with just 3 races remaining until the playoffs start. Tyler Rennick going to be coming home second, with Martin Truex Jr. third. SVG coming home fourth, one of his better finishes this season. Kurt Busch coming home season best, fifth. Michael McDowell sixth, with Kyle Larson seventh. Alex Bowman eighth. Bubba Wallace ninth. Kyle Busch getting our final points paying position in 10th, with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 11th. William Byron 12th. Ty Gibbs 13th, the 14th position belonging to Josh Berry at the finish, with Chase Elliott coming home 15th. 3 races remaining until the playoffs begin. We head to Indianapolis for the Brickyard 400 next week, then out to Martinsville for a little short track racing at night before the playoffs start. Then we end our regular season at the iRacing Super Speedway for what is sure to be one of the wildest races of the season. We want to thank you so much for watching. Mash that follow and subscribe button for everybody at the American Racing Network, iRacing Sonoma. I'm Alan Bailey. We will see you at the track.